So it doesn't matter what platform you're on, having more followers, having a bigger subscriber base, having more fans, having a bigger audience is always a good thing. You can help more people, you can sell more of your products, you can create more of an impact. But a less obvious thing is how to go about doing it. In this video, I want to give you some quick tips that have helped me grow my personal brand across social media to what is now about 120,000 people, which is pretty cool. The tips in this video are going to help you grow your personal brand, get more followers. So whether you want to collaborate with other brands or you want to use your following as leverage to get sponsorships and stuff like that, this is going to help you out. So the tips in this video are kind of like uniform across most social media platforms when it comes to creating short form vertical style videos. So the typical 9:16 aspect ratio for TikTok, YouTube Shorts, Instagram, they're the main places that I've experienced the most growth. So tip number one, we're going to talk about digital real estate. So we want to take up more screen space to grab more attention and create more reach. If you think about any of these social media platforms and their actual goal, it is to keep people on their platform as long as possible, because if they can do that, they can sell more ad space and they can make more money as a business. So if you can facilitate that and help them get there, you're in a much better position. It's always good to know the rules of the game on these platforms. That's what I kind of think about, trying to think of it like a game, because games have rules, and if you know the rules, you can kind of bend the rules, or you can understand what the algorithm wants or the platform wants. You can use that to your advantage or your leverage to get more reach and get more engagement on your stuff. Best way to do that, or one of the best ways, is using digital real estate and using a 9:16 aspect ratios, especially on video content, because you're taking up that whole phone screen. And if you can take up the whole phone screen, you're keeping someone's attention longer, or your chances of keeping someone's attention are much higher than using, say, a landscape style video that's going to have a ton of black space above and below it. My rule of thumb specifically for Instagram is if you are creating videos, always stick to 9:16 aspect ratio. And if you want to post a photo or anything on a main feed post, keep it to 4:5. Try and avoid the square images if you can, or definitely the landscape images, because I think, well, my theory is that Instagram actually penalizes you for using landscape images, which is quite sad really for all us landscape photographers and videographers out there. But this is what this platform wants. If you want to win at the game, then play by the platform's rules. 2, this specifically applies to Instagram, so start posting Reels. That's literally it. Reels are being pushed quite hard now, and obviously if you're using Reels, Instagram will reward you. And this is where I've seen most of my growth in the past few months. Growth isn't really linear on social media, it's kind of exponential, so you'll find you might experience a really periods of slow growth, and then suddenly you'll gain loads of followers out of nowhere, or subscribers on YouTube out of nowhere, and your growth will just literally go through the roof. And for me, that happened through Instagram Reels of posting my point of view mountain bike videos, and some of the videos have gone absolutely crazy. Some have got millions of views, some are just really short, engaging videos that people want to stick around and watch. They've got tons of engagement, tons of comments, and people generally love them. Number 3, use built-in tools and features of the platform that you're on. Social media platforms nowadays have all these built-in tools that you can use to enhance your content. If you can, I would strongly advise using them. If you're editing a video, edit the video inside the app. If you want to add text to the video, add text using Instagram's text function or text feature. The more things that you can use of the platforms, they will reward you for it. I think I've tested this. If you create content and use external editing software and then you upload it to a social media platform, it never does as well as when you edit things in the platform. Don't like doing this, but if you want to grow on a platform, like, just understand the rules, understand how the algorithm works, and I just believe that if you use the inbuilt features on the platform, you will again be able to increase your reach much more than it probably is now. Number 4 is engage with your community. Treat your followers like people as what they are. So I think a lot of people get stuck in this rut of seeing their follower count or the subscriber count as just like numbers, and it's kind of like a vanity metric. I think it's way more important, more valuable to think about how you interact with your subscribers and followers as like a tribe of people that are following you because they love what you do. If you can do that, and you can show by engaging in the community, in the comment section, answering questions in a meaningful way, or even just in a way that you would actually speak to someone if you were talking to them in person, you're going to get rewarded for that, and you're also going to be building a long-term asset for your personal brand. So having your own audience, building a community of raving fans is one of the best things I've ever set on the path to do. It's not very big in the grand scale of things at the minute, but you don't need a big following to like do what you love for the rest of your life kind of thing. That's kind of like where I'm going with all my content at the minute. I'm going all in on content creation and helping people with something that I am passionate about. And I'm doing that by inviting people to join my world, which is like mainly content creation and lifestyle design. If you're interested in that, hopefully you're interested in the content that I share. I just follow my interests and curiosities is probably the best way to put it. One of the best ways I do that and build that following is by engaging with people and not just posting like some content and then completely forgetting about it. Interact with people. If they ask questions, like respond to them in like a way you would talk to them in real life. 5 is hashtags. Now, although these are less relevant now, I think, on Instagram, if it's there as a function on a platform, I would still use it to your advantage. Across the platforms that I post on, I generally include a maximum of 6 relevant hashtags. Make them relevant. I would probably choose a mix of hashtags that have a broad and specific range of posts just to give you more visibility. I don't really know what the effect is of hashtags. All I'm saying is if it is there on a platform as like a search function, people are obviously using it and it's obviously valuable. Use it to your advantage. It may increase your reach. Number 6, double down on what's already working. This is kind of like a two-edged sword because as a content creator building a social media brand, you want to be as creative as possible. So sometimes you have this thinking that you have to reinvent the wheel and come up with new ideas all the time, which is kind of true to an extent. But if you have some types of styles of content that do really well, double down on them. Figure out why they went viral, figure out what was so enticing about them, and then create more content like that. Number 7 is the hook. The first few seconds or milliseconds of a piece of content or a video is the most important. You could create the best video ever, or the best piece of content ever, but if you don't hook your audience right from the start and then they don't watch the rest of your video, all that effort you've put in is going to be for nothing. Try and focus 80% of your effort on the hook and getting people into your video to watch your content. It doesn't matter if it's a short 15-second clip or a longer YouTube video like this. You want to focus 80% of your energy on the hook of your video, the introduction, to make it desirable and something that people want to click. Otherwise, people will literally just scroll straight past it. Number 8 is the 15-second rule. So like I said before, some of my most viral videos are really short videos. They're no longer than 15 seconds and they're no longer than 3 clips. So 3 5-second clips is what's worked best for me, with a good hook at the start, kind of like some valuable stuff in there or something entertaining, and that is enough to get people engaging and watching my content. Obviously, the more that happens, the more that spider web is out to share your content with more people. Point number 9 is captions. I think these go a little bit forgotten about. Captions are a really great way to tell a story or add impact to your piece of content and make it even more valuable, more intriguing, add more value basically. Come up with some catchy ways, some interesting ways to tell stories in your captions. You don't have to literally tell a story in your caption. It could be like a sentence or two that you can tell a story in, but just make it interesting enough that people want to read it and watch your video, because that kind of like ties in with the hook of your video as well. So you can hook people in with a caption as well as the first like second or two of a video. Number 10 is feed consistency. I like to try and keep my feed looking very similar. I don't post sporadic content of real different things. It's very focused, it's very niche on the passions, interests, and curiosities that I have. I use that to my advantage because I think if I post these things that I'm interested in, I'm going to attract people who are also interested in the same thing, which is building an audience of people that love what you're doing. I'd rather have a smaller audience of engaged people that love what I do than like an absolutely massive audience of people that don't really give a shit about what I'm doing. Think about it. If you like a certain style of content, whether it's photography, videography, whatever, I personally would stick to being consistent with how that looks, because then people also get used to seeing like what you're known for, and they'll also remember you for that as well. If you're looking for more ways to grow on social media, build an audience, grow a following, grow your personal brand, there will be links in the description to some useful resources you can go and check out. I'm going to start putting out a newsletter very soon on all this stuff I'm talking about, because I'm super passionate about talking about building an audience, leveraging the internet to build like a lifestyle that you design, being able to do more of what you love basically. Hope this video is useful. Go implement those tips, go watch your growth skyrocket.